Hey Dan, it's the awards banquet tonight.
That's tonight?
Yeah.
Oh my
You
God.
ready?
Have we done that video thing yet?
Well, I've got a script.
Oh my God. I'll go home, change clothes. I'll see you at the awards banquet.
Sounds good.
All right. Good night. There should be an intro that says there's weekend. Hi.
That'll be in the editing.
Yeah.
Like this.
And then you say, hi, I'm Joe Raven.
The Weekend Update with your hosts, Dan Jensen and Joe Raven.
For Weekend Update, I'm Joe Raven.
And I'm Dan Jensen, and here are this year's top stories. 20th anniversary. You know, as you can see from this map behind me, Yosemite is the center of the universe.
I thought you were going to write Yosemite on there. Do we have the pen?
Yeah, fix the map. We proudly celebrated our 20th anniversary this year with an event in the Wani Hotel, and it was marked by cake and was marked by the horses who were also in the event. So how long am I supposed to talk?
The camera is at least 6 feet from you.
All right. I think I'm in this by myself. So.
You're going to need to speak up.
Okay, I'll try that. You know, facelift has become a huge part of Yosemite, and what was another rousing success this year, more than 2,000 people generated thousands of hours of volunteer help to do environmental cleanup in Yosemite. In what can only be described as unclear on the concept, Joan Rivers showed up this year with hopes of participating. What did she expect, a facelift of her entire body? There's no natural parts left. During 2013, DNC was awarded the concession contract for Kings Canyon National Park. And so now DNC is the sole concessioner in the Central Sierra. If you look at DNC's website today, you'll see a map of the Central Sierra with a huge image over the center part of the state that's labeled DNC Properties. And in internal communications, the area is referred to as the Range of Might.
That's funny. I think it's funny.
I do too. I wonder if that's okay.
It is.
It's also interesting that the National Park Service, in an effort to come up with a perfection in their plan, has reached out to some local authorities, in fact some national authorities, with respect to traffic management, and Governor Chris Christie and the New Jersey Port Authority Board are now on staff to assist with the management guidelines for Yosemite. And in related news, the National Park Service announced that the Merced River Plan is now being called back because with the drought it's officially Merced Creek and it's no longer eligible for national protection. This year marks the 150th anniversary of the Yosemite Grant. It's called the Sesquicentennial. And tonight we have a special guest who should know more about the Sesquicentennial event than President Abraham Lincoln. Abe, come on in.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
So, Abe, you know, may I call you Abe?
Certainly.
Okay. Abe, during the Civil War, what prompted you to give such attention to a remote mountain location in California?
Well, Dan, 70 years ago, I decided to set aside for all time for public use recreation and resort the Yosemite Valley and big trees at the Mariposa Grove.
Wow, that was quite an insightful idea. Has that idea been fulfilled?
Dan, forever.
Well, tell me, Abe, what do you think about the line of merchandise that we've got available for this year?
It is exciting. Let's review. For example, I've noted that you, to commemorate this event, have created the sequiquint. Dan, what do you call that?
I call it the, you can call it 150th.
The 150th. The sequitini. 150 years. Made from the purest Merced River water. Elderberry puree and Bacardi 151.
They didn't have any 150?
Apparently not.
Okay.
Maybe we could keep this drink going into next year.
That's a great idea. So if you were to do this, you know, with what you know about retail and merchandising, what do you think better gift ideas might be?
I'm glad you asked. I have some great ideas. To commemorate this milestone, a line of merchandise has been developed to appeal to Yosemite's visitors of today. For example, the Lincoln Pendleton blanket, travel mug, lapel pen, keychain, journals, and of course t-shirts.
Wow. If you were to do this today with what you would think would be best, are there any items that you would add to that list?
Well, yeah, perhaps even some Lincoln logs.
Well, that's a great idea. I wonder if we can make them from trees in the park.
Maybe out of a giant sequoia. I saved them for a reason.
In the celebrity update, we all know that James Franco was here over Christmas. We also heard about Joan Rivers' appearance at the facelift, and not as well known as the fact that Winona came out to Wawona this summer. And Wawona is doing an updated album with Tom Baha called the Winona Oldies Greatest Hits. During the taping of this, they tried to do it in the evening around the lounge piano there, and Winona got a little out of hand, and the suspicion was that she has too many of those Suspicientinis.
In drought news, to offset the loss of the rafting season this summer, DNC has set aside funds to install a zip line that will go from Glacier Point to Yosemite Valley. The landing zone will be on top of the warehouse building, and it appears that we have real potential to have this project approved by the National Park Service. Given the steepness of the descent, it's not really sure how fast a person might be going. To test this, we've got Sean Costello. He immediately volunteered to be the test dummy because he has lots of extra bike helmets.
Yeah, baby! Thank you, Joe. In other drought news, one of the outcomes about all this is the truth is finally out about Yosemite Falls. With maintenance staff was recently observed in an effort to, quote, save it for the summer. Turning off Yosemite Falls via a huge valve over there in Yosemite Lodge. It turns out the visitor question, what time at night do you turn off the falls, was actually true. As it turns out, even the Bracebridge performers are getting into the mix. With the jester here this year, he participated with his mighty can.
Oxford's dictionary word of the year in 2013 was selfie. And so Dan? Dan should be, you got a Dan selfie? He sent us several. Dan is pretty into the selfies. In fact, I think I should take a selfie of myself here in the isn't there a way to look at the camera?
Yeah.
How does that work?
That's it. That's your selfie.
Well, I know, but I can't see.
Okay. This is what you're taking a picture of.
Well, I can't see it though.
There.
The camera. Oh, I get it. All right. Oh my God. What is this thing? Is this an eye thing? All right, here we go. There we are. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. I have a BlackBerry. Yosemite is regularly featured in selfies posted on social media, and this group is no exception. And so just you look anywhere and you'll see many selfies on the internet with Yosemite in the background. And here's a few. Okay, so that is that a marmot? What is that? No, a lemur? I don't think they have lemurs in Yosemite. Okay.
In national news, AT&T announced the upgrade to UVerse throughout the United States, and with that announcement came the virtual elimination of cell service and DSL in Yosemite. In the meantime, a new wireless system for Yosemite has been announced at a press conference. The old wire technology is becoming wireless, and the older technology will now also support network options, and conference call technology and message waiting is being worked on.
Good news! Curry Village is expanding its beer selection this summer to include a special local brew called Pappy's Mac Daddy. It's served from a handcrafted keg topper that's shaped like a bar stool. Those that have tried it say it is nutty with a bologna sandwich finish. Here to talk to us more about this local craft brew, Pappy Mac Daddy.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. So, was this beer your idea, or did you work with the beer folks at Anheuser-Busch, or?
My only participation is drinking it. That's all.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to be doing some of that as well, too. Now, the handcrafted tap that's shaped like a bar stool, I think that's going to interest everyone. Now, is that something that maybe Jared put together for you, or?
I can imagine Jared doing something like that, yes.
I can, too.
Yes.
That's pretty funny. Okay, well, at least hopefully there's no grievance on that.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome.
Randy Pineda, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Joe, are you sure this is a good idea?
The video?
Yeah.
No, I haven't wanted to do video in like 3 years. Remember the last couple of years, you're like, oh, you got to do a video. I'm like, Dan, I just had a kid. And you're like, no, we got to do a video. So,
No. I mean, the dancing. Why don't we just do the dancing?
Dancing, yeah, that was pretty fun.
Maybe there's something else too. I'm not even sure this is a good idea.
Okay, well, maybe not. Let's see. Let's do some of the dancing.
All right, give it a shot.
Okay.
You know, on a serious note, you know, thanks to all of you for being here. We always like to have some fun with these videos and just set the tone that this is a party, but it's really about you. And I want to say a sincere thank you for all you do on behalf of the visitors, on behalf of your fellow employees, and on behalf of a special place like Yosemite National Park. I'd like to also thank my co-host and special guest and tell you,
Live from Curry Village, it's the 2013 Employee Awards Banquet. It's a wrap. Perfect.